a great way for family and friends to start their Eid celebrations. Sisters and families are especially welcome. Come pray and celebrate with the entire community. Please arrive before 9:30 and make sure you park responsibly. Walk or car share if you can. If it should rain, please pray in your usual masjid. Eid in the Park, Friday the 1st of September, 9:30 at Peterborough Central Park. One place, one time, one Peterborough, one Eid.
Allah is great. Allah is great.
Do you have lots of clutter at home or in the office that needs to be kept but nowhere to keep it? Ivet Self-Storage offers a secure, affordable, clean and dry home for your belongings. We have security systems in place which are monitored 24 hours a day, ensuring that your items are safe. With a simple monthly payment, Ivet Self-Storage provides secure and tailored facilities to meet your specific requirements, whether short or long term. We offer the best prices and longest opening hours in Peterborough. For more information, please call on 01733 306 456 or visit us at Ivet Way, Westwood.
Iqra Academy is the only Muslim girls' school in Cambridgeshire where your daughter will develop her knowledge of Islam and the national curriculum in a safe environment. Ofsted has judged the teaching and learning, leadership and management, pupil behaviour and personal development as good in June 2017. Iqra Academy's qualified staff teach in small classes, and the school is producing sports teams who have a track record of succeeding at national level. With reduced fees and a good rating 3 times from Ofsted, why not consider Iqra Academy for your daughter? Enrol now to avoid disappointment. Please contact 01733 331 433 or email admin@iqraacademy.org.uk.
Eagle Foods are proud to bring you the following quality products available now in retail outlets across the UK. Treat your family with Super Chick Nuggets, chunks, fillets, goujons, sizzlers and popcorn. Quality whole muscle products made with handcrafted 100% chicken breast in handy resealable 1 kilogram bags. Quench your thirst with our Dr. Malt range of beverages, a range of great flavours. Strawberry, raspberry, pineapple, peach, watermelon, pomegranate and original. Available soon. Fruity Me, 6 refreshing flavours. Apple, mojito, watermelon, fruit cocktail and orange. Mr. Basil, our range of basil seed drinks with 30% juice and in 30 flavours. Mr. Basil range of Faluda milkshakes, 8 great flavours. Eagle Foods, Newark Road, Peterborough. Call us on 01733 755 557. Eagle Foods, the caterer's choice.
This is Salaam Radio, Peterborough's Muslim community radio. Broadcasting on 106.2 FM and online.
You're listening to Salaam Radio and it's now time for Maghrib Azan.
This Azan is sponsored by Acorn Academy Day Nursery, where baby...
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters, respected elders, good evening. You're listening to Friday Night Prime with me, Amr Suleiman, and my co-host Faisal Mahmood here on Salaam Radio 106.2 FM. Also a welcome to our Luton listeners at Inspire FM 105.1, Facebook Live, online at salamradio.co.uk, and of course, if you haven't already, please download our iPhone and Android apps so you can listen to us wherever you are. We're always on air for you 24/7, 365, uniting all communities. Salaam Radio is all about creating unity within the Muslim and wider community and delivering the positive message of true Islam and promoting peace and harmony at all times. Alhamdulillah, Brother Faisal, we're back on air after a few weeks.
Alhamdulillah, it's been a while.
It has been a while. Feels longer, though, that we've been off air, but Alhamdulillah, it's great to be back.
I was on last week, though.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's it. It's longer, shorter for you. But that was a good show last week, by the way.
Thank you.
It was a different show for Friday Night Prime, wasn't it?
It was a bit of a techie show.
A techie show, yeah. But listen, we've got a great show, yet another great show lined up with another great guest this week. We're going to be joined in a few minutes by award-winning humanitarian and serial entrepreneur Brother Adeem Yunus, who's been described as Wakefield's best-kept secret, the founder of SingleMuslim.com and Penny Appeal. So Brother Faisal and I will be chatting with Brother Adeem about his beginnings, his journey to date, and asking him some insightful questions around entrepreneurship. That's coming up in a few minutes' time, so please do stay tuned. And as usual, you can get involved in the discussion via WhatsApp on 07745 278 978, or you can give us a call and come through live on air on the usual numbers 01733 602 133. That's coming up in a few minutes. As always, let's start the show with a nasheed. This time, this is Invincible from Saif Adam.
Don't need to be what you need me to be. Yeah. Thank God for what He's done for me. You give me so much light, and you make me feel invincible. Invincible. You're the one that gives us power from above. Invincible. Alhamdulillah, hey. Alhamdulillah. You can be whatever you want to be. Never listen to those who kill your dreams. Hey.
This is Salaam Radio, Peterborough's Muslim Community Radio. Broadcasting on 106.2.
He will put it right and make you feel invincible. Invincible. You're the one that gives us power from above. Invincible. There's one thing I know, is that seasons come and go, but Allah will keep you warm and break through the hearts of stone. He can make you invincible. Invincible. You're the one that gives us power from above. Invincible. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Alhamdulillah. Allah's love has no limits. Allah's love has no boundaries. For every raindrop that falls, for every ray of sunshine, for everything is under His control. You cannot see Allah, you cannot touch Allah, but you can feel Allah. He is there in every tear that falls, in every smile that shows. Allah is all around us. I am whatever I may be, but Allah has already planned my destiny.
That was Saif Adam with Invincible, one of my favourite tracks from his new album Praise, so do check that album out if you haven't already listened. He was a recent guest on this show not so long ago. So as I said before, we've got a very special guest lined up for you today. We've got Adeem Yunus, who is an award-winning humanitarian and serial entrepreneur who's been described, as I said, as Wakefield's best kept secret. He's the founder of globally renowned Muslim matrimonial company SingleMuslim.com, and he's helped over 50,000 couples find their matches. But that's only the beginning of the legacy he's built. As founder and chairman of international relief agency Penny Appeal, Brother Adeem has helped transform millions of lives in over 30 crisis-hit countries with a range of industry-leading poverty solutions. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Adeem, and welcome to Friday Night Prime.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah, and assalamu alaikum to all the listeners as well. It's absolutely fab to be here with you guys. Thank you very much for having me.
No, well, thanks for coming down all the way from Wakefield tonight. It's been great. We've been looking forward to this interview, Brother Faisal and I. Because, yeah, it's good. We've got a lot of questions for you, but all good stuff. So what I thought we'd do, in the interest of time, we want to cover as much as we can in the hour. And just before the Isha Azan is, we'll start right at the beginning, a logical place to start. But you know, we know, and it's quite well publicised, you launched SingleMuslim.com while you were still at university in Leeds. I think you were 19 at the time.
That's right, yeah.
What was the driving force behind that? Where did that idea come from?
Well, you know, back in the day, a lot of our family members, a lot of the elders, elder cousins, friends and family people that we'd know were kind of going back abroad, back to their country of origin. So for me, that would be Pakistan. Some of my friends that were parts of Africa, the Middle East, and they were getting arranged marriages. Sadly, sometimes it was kind of coerced or forced marriages as well. So the idea came really because, you know, for me, I knew that this wasn't something that would be acceptable to myself or my peers in that way as well. Because a lot of the people, a lot of the Muslim brothers and sisters that I knew, mashallah, they were, you know, good looking. They were coming to the kind of end of their academic life, so they were very, very well to do, and they had a bright future. And what they wanted somebody of their equal. They wanted somebody who they could relate to that knew what they, you know, that knew what their life was about, and also had a similar interest for their future, but not just their future in terms of their future in this life, but their future in the hereafter as well. Somebody who could be as we know as Muslims, it's an eternal life partner. But you know, there's an old Arab proverb that you can plough a field with a powerful ox and a donkey. You can do that, it's possible, but it'll be painful for everybody around. It'll be painful for the pair that are ploughing the field, and it'll be also painful for the farmer as well. And it's like that, you know, to have that compatibility is very, very important. Two people who are compatible, because, you know, life throws enough challenges at you anyway, without kind of having to have the additional challenge of not being compatible and having the basics which are not there.
And alhamdulillah, it's been incredibly successful, right?
Alhamdulillah. Yeah. So I mean, you know, the journey started there. I mean, my background's design and marketing. So I had a web design agency, and that was inspired by two of my college tutors, Tony and Ron.
Is this Go Web Print?
This is Go Web Print.
Right. Okay.
So Tony and Ron, my then tutors, gave me a 2-week work experience at Yorkshire Television.
Oh, okay.
So it was a prized work experience, and from the whole class, everybody else was at this printers here or this kind of designers there or whatever, and they said, look, Adeem, we want you to go to Yorkshire Television. So I went to Yorkshire Television, and I thought, you know, it's not that difficult actually. It's not angels or kind of like special people that fall from heaven and land in a TV studio. It's actually just normal people. And I can do that. We can do that, and I can achieve this myself. So when I you know, that 2-week work experience actually ended up being 6 months. Wow. So one day a week, because you know, I think it was the good old values that our parents set. You know, you got to clean that, hardworking, do this, do that, open the door, be polite, teas, coffees. So I remember doing everything from the Hoover breaking down, so going and buying a new Hoover, to collecting, you know, football tickets, and you know, doing the photocopying and opening the, you know, and washing up, and teas, coffees or whatever. And they were like fantastic, you know, but it for me it was just kind of good ethics, and you know, what we're kind of like, do this, do that, you know what I mean? It's just just within the kind of Asian household, isn't it? Just what's expected of us, really. So when I was at university, I thought, okay, how do I continue doing what I do, what I enjoy doing, but at the same time be able to make money? And it was just a natural kind of, it wasn't I wanted to be an entrepreneur or a businessman or anything. I thought, rather than doing this, that, or the other, why don't I do this and be able to kind of make a living from it? And I think we're so fortunate in this country or in the West, you know, not so much in the developing world, but definitely in the developed world, that we can do that. We can do what we enjoy, and we can make a living out of it.
Opportunities.
Absolutely, 100%. So as part of that, I thought, okay, you know, and then when I started set up Go Web Print, there was a huge gap in the market, and it was common sense.
Yeah.
Why don't you have a platform online that enables, you know, like-minded Muslims with only the prerequisite that you're single,
right?
That, you know, a platform to meet, but not a platform for anything else, because there was, even 20 years ago, there was lots of, you know, websites for this, that, the other. This is a platform focused solely for marriage, for Muslims, run by Muslims.
Yeah.
So ultimately, we know what the, you know, what's on there. We know that, you know, the questions that you're going to ask. The basic questions, obviously, about your kind of, you know, your age, your background, your location, in terms of what you do, your hobbies, interests, but more than that, in terms of, you know, your religiosity. You know, do you pray? Do you keep halal, and so on and so forth?
Sure.
And have a platform which is a clean halal platform that enables you to engage and meet other people. So at a touch of a button, you can search and you can find people. You know, we have 2 million members now. 2 million. That's like,
Mashallah,
you know, just under the, you know, the population of Muslims in the UK.
Absolutely.
That's how many members we have on our platform.
Yeah.
And we have that many people, you know, globally, that are registered on singlemuslim.com. So at kind of a, you know, if you've got a search criteria which is, you know, relatively normally broad, you could fetch anywhere thousands and thousands of results.
Yeah.
And I say to people, look, at the end of the day, with the Faisal, you know, when you're searching, you don't need 1,000, you know, people. You don't need hundreds of people. You only need one. You know, so the chances of finding somebody who's like-minded, the chances of finding somebody who's on the same level with you, the chance of finding somebody who will be interested in someone like you, someone similar to you, is there. And we now have over 5 marriages every single day as a result of singlemuslim.com.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's 10 people, and that's and again, that's only the people that notify us. So say, for example, if you're on the website and you say, okay, I'm leaving and I'm going to, you know, remove my profile and so on and so forth, and if you choose to tell us, and there's weddings on a weekly basis, people saying to me, Adeem, are you going to that wedding this weekend? So which wedding? Oh, they met off singlemuslim.com. Are you going to that wedding? You remember that wedding yesterday? I said, which wedding yesterday? Yeah, but they met off your website, singlemuslim.com. I'm like,
that must be amazing, isn't it?
I cannot keep a track of this. But you know, the website was launched at a time where we were before YouTube, we were before kind of Google, we were before a lot of these, and you know, in a way, we might have been left behind. But you know, our niche is very, very different.
Yeah.
So when we started marketing at that time was kind of guerrilla marketing. And I remember we couldn't afford marketing, so what we did is we went to Staples, you know, photocopied an A4 sheet of paper, and then used the guillotine to slice it to make it into leaflets. And we used the anti-war demonstration. I don't know if you guys can remember the Million Man March in London. So I thought, okay, how do I target, or where do I attract a group of, you know, go-getter Muslims, a group of Muslims that you know are in a way in charge of their own destiny and want to do their own thing. So obviously it just made complete sense to choose the Million Man March. Because even though there was Muslims there was a lot of non-Muslims there. But we're not interested in non-Muslims. We're interested in Muslims that are out and voting with their feet to choose not only their destination, but to help, you know, change what's going on in the world. And that's the exact same kind of Muslims that are on the website today. They're Muslims that are looking and, you know, proactive after changing their own destiny, helping themselves find a better future for themselves. So, you know, when everybody else was saying stop the war, me and a few volunteers I had back in the time, we were saying make love, not war. And as the tirade of people were coming towards us, we had leaflets out saying make love, not war, make love, not war. And that was very, very early on in the days. And then I remember Sheikh Hamza Yusuf came to Bradford. When he came to Bradford, again, you know, a proactive group of Muslims that are there, that are out, that are learning, that are wanting to improve themselves. So we were outside and kind of handing leaflets out, guerrilla marketing style. We were handing leaflets out and saying, you know, brother, sister, singlemuslim.com. A huge warrior type of brother with a big beard came up to a friend of mine and said, you know, who's running this website? And I looked over at my friend and I thought to myself, Bachara is gonna get smashed here, So I walked up thinking, right, okay, just this brace position here. I said, brother, how can I help? You know, I run Single Muslim. And he gave me the best, you know, biggest hug, squeezed me so hard. He says, brother, thank you very much. And I was like, what? He says, remember you came to so and so university and you handed the leaflets out and you and I was like, yeah, I remember. I did. I was like, yeah, what? I don't even know what he was saying. He says, I went to your website and now I've got married. So that was the first success story that I heard back then.
Fantastic.
And that just gave me such a boost.
Yeah.
And from that, it was just like bang, bang, bang. You know, it just really motivated me just to carry on. And even now, every single day, we hear so many success stories.
Yeah.
And people getting married. And it gives you that kind of like really tingly feeling down your back.
What I'm sensing from this, the real motivator for you was the actual success stories rather than the money itself. Although initially, I mean, I'm sensing that was the kind of driving force that initiated all this. Or am I getting the wrong end of this?
No, absolutely. You know what? A really dear old friend of mine said to me that, you know, it's like playing poker. There's lots of, you know, connotations that you can use, but it's like playing poker. And I don't play poker, but he says it's like playing poker. If you're good at the hand that's been dealt to you, all the chips on the table are yours. Yeah. You know, and you don't focus on the chips, you don't focus on the money. No. You got to make sure that you're best at the game. Yeah. If you're the best at the game, you've cleaned up.
Right.
So again, I've never really been motivated by money, and you know, success isn't about, you know, and I think that's the differentiator for me between a businessman and an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
A businessman will work 24 hours a day because he wants that money. An entrepreneur will follow his, you know, his dream, his love, his passion, because he wants to be a change maker.
Right.
He knows that there's something there that he can do, that he can deliver.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, sometimes you can work really hard, and then you can lay off, and you can go back and you know, you can go have another attempt, and you can lay off, and that's
So, you know, when you launched it was obviously a very unique offering, right? Nothing like that existed at all. And is that the case today? I mean, are you offering something which is
absolutely unique? I think what we're offering in the sense of the quality, the longevity, the establishment, in terms of how many algorithms we have to ensure that there's, you know, the people on the website, on the platform are genuine, is second to none. You know, for example, we have over 100 algorithms that spot if the person is real or not, genuine or not, if they're from an IP location which is there. You know, we have an absolute zero tolerance policy. If you come on the website, our algorithms are our kind of, you know, the software picks you up, or the human administrators pick you up, we will suspend your profile. And if we feel that there's any sort of misuse, whatever, your profile is blacklisted. So any identifying information in your profile, as soon as you register again, you will go into this black hole. And you will not be able to come out that black hole, because that's how genuine and that's how serious we take it.
And then you've got a consistent level of quality, right, throughout.
Absolutely. And we have a telephone number. People can phone up, then they can call our the office anytime they like. They've got questions or queries, they can call up anytime they like. And that's unlike most other platforms. And again, we're definitely not fly by now. You know, we've been around for nearly 2 decades now. You know.
So you're 9 years in. Let's just kind of pick up. So you're 9 years in, and then you change direction hugely. I mean, you've still got your singlemuslim.com, and that's going great guns. But then you change direction. And you set up Penny Appeal. So why the change in direction? What was the thought process?
No, I think it's a good question. So alhamdulillah, now, as you said, a decade in almost. We have got the largest Muslim website in the UK. This website is far superior than, you know, all Muslim platforms in the UK, and a lot of the big non-Muslim websites in the UK. And you know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kind of like tests you a lot of the time, and it's like, you know, what do you do now? Because ultimately, as humans, we can only eat so much a day, we can only sleep so much a day, and you know, it's not within our kind of like, you know, what do you do when you're making money? Where does it, what do you actually do? What's the purpose of it? And sadly, I've had a lot of, you know, I've had a lot of time recently to reflect on that as well, in terms of why I am where I am, and what the journey was, and what in my journey made me arrive where I am. I sadly lost my father when I was 8 years old, and alhamdulillah, you know, my mother, and I've got 2 younger sisters as well. So my mum was my mum, she was my dad, she was, you know, she was our everything. And she taught us in terms of, you know, she learned to drive to help, you know, to drop us off at school, and she learned to, you know, do piecework and then become a seamstress, and she did all that to help us and to kind of get us through our kind of schooling, and get us through life. But one thing that she was very, very adamant on from day one is that she wanted all of us to be in touch with our, you know, our father side of the family. And she'd always say, look, go and meet your pupos and go and see so and so and go and see so and so, which was absolutely fair enough. But again, what she would say is that go to Pakistan and travel to the village where your dad's from.
Yeah.
And see your dad's, see your chacha, see your dad's brother. See your cousins on that side, and so on and so forth. So it wasn't possible for us to do that whilst we were young, because obviously a holiday to Pakistan or a family trip to Pakistan is very, very expensive.
Of course.
So when business was making money, the business was successful.
Right.
It gave me that financial freedom to go back and to kind of venture and see my father's side of the family.
Yeah.
And we live in remote, Pakistan, in a village where there's no water, no electricity, no gas, absolutely no amenities. And it's hours and hours away from the nearest decent hospital. Yeah. So you can imagine, as a child, it's absolutely fun and games. You've seen scorpions, you've seen snakes, buffaloes, camels. It's absolutely fantastic. It's like,
wow.
It's like Indiana Jones. It's like a camping holiday come true. Snake and lizards up the wall and so on and so forth. It's like, wow. But when you start to understand what life is about, when you actually think to yourself, so and so's just got bitten, and a few days later they've died of rabies. That's you can prevent that. So and so's died of pneumonia. Right. So and so's had an infection, and that's it. They can't afford to go to an hospital. That's how poor they are. It's not even. And when you actually go to the doctors, they actually say before you come into the door, pay this fee. And now that I've seen you, have the test, pay for the test results, pay for this, pay for that, pay for the other.
Yeah.
So what we did was we started to help people in the village. We started to pay for livestock. We started to pay for people's medication and so on and so forth. I remember going to Pakistan and coming back, and I was absolutely skint. Right. Because there's such a need there. Not just my pockets, but we could empty all our pockets. We could empty the whole pockets of Peterborough, and we still wouldn't make a dent on the poverty in the developing world. You wouldn't. So what we started to do is do that as much as I could, but then. I thought, okay, this is only plasters. What we're doing is just quick fixes. Let's do something that's a lot more long term. Let's help provide an education. And some of these children that are growing up, these smart, intelligent, amazing kids. How do we get these kids, the next generation, out of poverty? So we met a local teacher, and we started to pay him £30 a month. And that £30 a month just wasn't for him. It was for his wife, his 5 children, his elderly parents, and his extended family. Wow. And this chap, when I used to meet him, he used to be like, Adeem, thank you so much. He was really patriotic, and he says, thank you so much. Thanks for supporting me. But you're not just supporting me. And he used to remind me all the time, I'm helping the whole community. I'm helping this community, come out of poverty. Because if I teach them, they're not going to be on the land. They're not going to be going to fetch water. They're not going to be doing this, that, the other. They're going to get themselves out of poverty. So £30 a month was what we were paying him, and that was helping the whole entire community come out of the cycle of poverty. So I used to go to Pakistan for the weekend, park my car at Manchester Airport, come back to Manchester Airport, jumped in the car, and it's empty. So I went to the petrol station, and I've got a Q7. So I filled it up, and when I was filling it up, it clicked at £90, tack, at £90. And I was like, oh my God, £90. First time in my life, I'm like, my God, that's £90. You know what I mean? That's 3 months worth of salary. Yeah. 3 months. It's a quarter of a year. The chap who we're paying £30 a month, Ali, that's quarter of his salary. I've just filled my car up, and I'm not bothered because I'll drive, and when it's empty, I'll fill it up again. I'll drive when it's empty. I'll fill it up again. No, that £30. Like we've got change in our pockets. I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I've got too much change in my pocket. It's going to put a hole in my pocket.
Sorry to cut you off there.
No problem.
We've got the Isha Azan coming in just a moment. We'll come straight back and pick up where you left off.
Smash it.
Got loads more to cover. So stay with us, listeners, please. Salaam Radio 106.2 FM. You're listening to Friday Night Prime with our special guest, Adeem Yunus, today, inshallah. Isha Azan. You're listening to Salaam Radio, and it's now time for
This
Isha
Azan is sponsored by Sovereign Accountants. We offer support to help maximise your business potential and profits. Call us on 01733 567 111. Sovereign Accountants, where your success is our aim.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allah.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة وابعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته اللهم آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار اللهم بك نحيا وبك نموت وإليك المصير رضينا بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم نبيا ورسولا.
This is Salaam Radio, Peterborough's Muslim community radio. Broadcasting on 106.2 FM and online.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Friday Night Prime here on Salaam Radio 106.2 FM, and of course welcome back to our Luton listeners at Inspire FM 105.1. We're here with brother Adim Yunus, serial entrepreneur, listening to wonderful stories of how it all began for him, and in the interest of time we'll pick straight back up where we were, brother.
Yeah. Thanks, Amma. So back in Manchester Airport, fill the car up with this £90 worth of fuel, and it's like, oh my god, ouch, £90. Normally you wouldn't blink an eyelid, but it was an equivalent to 3 months worth of salary for Ali. And I always say, whenever we go out anywhere, whether we go on Umrah, Hajj, whether we go on holiday, wherever it is, you come back home and after you've had a shower or after you've had a sleep, it's like that those were beautiful memories, wonderful. And then what happens? Life takes over.
Right.
So when life takes over, you just like, you want to help, you want to do more, but you can't do more. But again, going back to Go Web Print, one of our clients, David Taylor, he came and he was sat around and he wanted some web design doing. I can't remember exactly what.
Yeah.
He says, Adim, you know what? I've been to Disneyland with the family, and we did this and we did that and we did the other, and we went to this hotel and went to this restaurant. Telling him about his, because obviously as a bit of a relationship builder, we're just having a chit chat. And he says, Adim, what have you been doing? And I was really embarrassed because I thought to myself, oh my God, I've not been to Disneyland, I've not been to New York, Paris, I've not been anywhere, I've not even been to London, I've been to Pakistan, and wherever it's in Pakistan, I've been to a rural, remote village, and I've got so many mosquito bites and I've got this, that, the other. What do I tell him? So I thought, okay, let me just tell him how it is. So I start telling him about the stories about, we're helping people with their, life. We're helping people, with their deceased family members, burying them. We're helping people with, livestock and medication and so on and so forth. And we're supporting this teacher called Ali. And Ali's doing this, that, the other. And, £30 a month, it's nothing, and so on and so forth. So I came to the end of it. I didn't know what to take. With David's face was a little bit, I thought, does he like my story? Does he not like my story? Anyway, picked up his briefcase, put it on the boardroom table, took his checkbook out, and I says, Adeem, I want to support you. I want to help. I thought to myself, oh my God, how do I, he wants to support me in what I'm doing. He wants to support, or he can see my vision, and he wants to share in this vision. Shall I take, what do I do? I said, David, I don't want to take your check right now, because if next year I book a holiday to Disneyland, you will probably thinking, where's that money come from? So I said, look, David, I've been thinking about setting up a charity, and let me set the charity up, and I promise you'll be the first person I come to for the donation to the charity, and it would be a pleasure to start off with your money.
Right.
So sure enough, it took us about 6 months to set up the charity, because it was just one of those things that you do in the background. And that's where the name came from. The name came from actually Penny Appeal, because it's, the strapline is small change, big difference. So it's about the £30 that we give Ali, but it's equivalent to nothing. It's equivalent to £1 a day. And we do orphan sponsorships now for £15 a month. We build life-saving wells for £25 a month. So it's all about small change, big difference, affordable, rewardable. It's pocket full of pennies transforming the world. And it is, alhamdulillah, now we're one of the fastest growing charities in the UK. This year we're at £22 million, which is there, with the biggest, with one of the biggest Muslim charities in the UK.
In such a short amount of time.
In such a short amount of time. But I believe it's because of the blessings, because we go out there and we don't ask for millions and billions and trillions and thousands. We say, look, whatever you can afford, £1, £2, £5. And you know what? I later found out it's actually a sunnah of our beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, that, small but regular. Do good deeds, small but regular. And it makes perfect sense.
It does.
And Penny Appeal now, from what we did and what we established and set up then, at the moment, we're doing orphan care, we're building orphan homes, we're helping with medical programs. We started with Haiti, and we've gone to Nepal, we went to Pakistan floods, Syria, East Africa. We had feedback last week. In fact, we were one of the only Muslim charities in Sierra Leone. So the floods that happened last week, that was reported in the news, within 48 hours, our teams were on the ground. Sadly, we helped here in the UK as well, early 2016 with the floods that happened in Carlisle. Our teams were literally in the morning. Our teams were at Grenfell, widely reported in all the news, in mainstream news as well. And we've been back to Grenfell several times as well. And there's a bit of a cheesy saying in the office, and I like my cheesy sayings, and it's not about me, it's not about Adeem, it's not about one individual, it's not about any one individual. It's about the teamwork. And I have a dream, I have a vision, but it's my guys that come on board and they join that. So I always say teamwork makes a dream work.
Right.
Because I'm here, I'm sat with you guys.
Makes sense.
But we've got a live appeal right now that's live on British Muslim TV. Sky 845. I get a bit of a pun in there as well. So we're doing our Qurbani appeal right now, and it's record breaking. People are coming. Literally thousands of people a day are doing their Qurbani right now, and it's coming up to Qurbani season, and it is because of the affordability. Because I do believe that, again, in the Coney, we are the people's charity. We're the charity that people come to because they want to give. You want to give in charity, and you want it to be maximum benefit. So what's better to do than to give pennies and to earn the same amount of reward, to earn the same amount of ajr as you're giving away millions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think let's change the topic slightly. Given your successes to date, have you ever thought about mentoring up and coming business people?
No, alhamdulillah, we do, and we have that kind of. Go Web Print was initially a business that we thought, right, I want to be a designer. This is what I love doing. This is what I'm passionate about. I think marketing is great, and I love not just the science behind the marketing, but actually getting that message out there and actually getting the translating the message and people actually responding to that message. So singlemuslim.com was actually an incubation project of Go Web Print, and then from singlemuslim.com we came Penny Appeal. So actually Penny Appeal was actually a little side project. So whatever we had, and alhamdulillah, one of the key elements of success was all the learnings and all the manpower, the the IT infrastructure, the software development that single Muslim had, actually we just give it all away. You know, so we have actually given away over, you know, in the millions in terms of resources, time, consultancy, hardware, you know, so on and so forth, to Penny Appeal, to get Penny Appeal to make Penny Appeal and to grow and lift Penny Appeal. And what we're doing right now is we're doing that with so many other projects internally, but also externally as well. So people that we know, if somebody's got an idea and it's another matrimonial website, it's another charity, or it's whatever, and I'm doing it, I'm like, look, I get this question asked so much, is in terms of, why have you set up a charity? There's already so many charities out there. Why have you set up a charity? And my answer to that is, why not? You know, and I say, look, until there's no poverty in the world, keep setting up charities. I want you to set up a charity. Faisal, I want you to set up a charity. I want everybody to set up a charity until we've got rid of poverty. And then when we've got rid of poverty, then I can ask the question, what have we set up a charity for? You don't need to set up a charity. But until then, keep setting up charities, keep doing good. So when people come to me, when people come to us as a team, you know, we love sharing, we love giving advice to other people, because we want people to come on board. And we want people to do hair, because charity work's not my work, it's not my business, it's not what I do. I kind of accidentally kind of walked into the charity, you know, the charity field, and what we're able to do and how we're able to translate that, and the feedback that we give, the clarity that we give, the donor communication that we have is second to none. And that's why, alhamdulillah, you know, people quite literally walk with, you know, make that decision with their feet. And they've actually just said, look, we're donating to Penny Appeal, and that's, alhamdulillah, the success of it today.
What would be your advice to others thinking of starting a business? I mean, what sort of process should they follow to give them the best chances of success, in your view?
No, absolutely. So in my view, you just got to follow your heart. There's nothing better than following your heart.
Heart or mind?
No, heart, absolutely heart. Mind will be logical, and mind will say don't do it, because as an entrepreneur, we make something out of nothing. You know what? Single Muslim was nothing, and now, alhamdulillah, it's the UK's largest Muslim website. We've got 2 million members, and it's come from, we've had people wanting to take over from Silicon Valley. We've had people wanting to take over from Gold Coast in Australia. People are saying, look, Adeem, I'll give you X million, I'll give you Y million, multiples of £1 million, I want to buy your business. But where did it start from? It started from zero. And so if you're telling me now, how do I start something up from zero? It's not going to make any sense, because for the first year, 2 years, 3 years, it's going to make no money. In fact, it's going to cost you money. And after the first period, it's going to make you more money than you can ever imagine your wildest dreams. It's going to make you money whilst you're asleep. It's going to make you money whilst you're eating. It's going to make you money whilst you're on holiday. It's going to carry on making you money. You know, the barakah's there. And you know, it's we think about the sunnah of our beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. We think about the sunnah as being a beard. We think the sunnah as being horse riding, about archery. But you know, we forget that one of the most important sunnahs is business. It's actually commerce.
Merchant commerce.
Absolutely. And you know, that's why us Muslims are so good at it. We're talented as well. I've met so many high profile non-Muslim English successful blue chip businessman that said, look, you know, you Asians, you've got it in your blood. You know, we don't set up corner shops everywhere for nothing. We've got it out of blood, but sadly we just keep it to a certain level. You know why? Because you're typically corner shop mentality, where it's mine. You know, I'm going to control it. But you know what? I strongly believe in. We had a chap who came once and he says, Adeem, you know, you've got a giver's gain. You know, giver's gain. I said, what you on about with giver's gain? He says, Adeem, you know, you're generous. When you give, you get more. And I'm like, actually, what? You know, it doesn't make sense. It's part of our iman. I says, it doesn't make sense, but when you give, you get. The more you give, you get. You know, it's like charity will not deplete our wealth. No. It doesn't. You give charity and you will make more money. You will make money.
Absolutely.
And it's like, you know, try to work that out with your brain. You know what I mean?
And we've talked about this before on air.
We have, definitely.
We've had personal experiences where that is just so evident. We've got a question from a listener, a brother Hasnain, who has said, a question for you, Brother Adeem. What one piece of advice would you give to young, upcoming, inspiring entrepreneurs? And also, how do they follow you on social media?
All right, wow. Brother Hasnain, Assalamu alaikum. So they follow me on social media, just Adeem Yunus, so Twitter handle Adeem_Yunus, Facebook Adeem Yunus, Instagram again, same, Adeem Yunus, ADEEMYOUNIS. Upcoming entrepreneurs and how, like I was saying before, you know, follow your heart, do what you think is needed out there, because as an entrepreneur, you're actually always filling a gap in the market, and it's about hard work. too many, and I keep myself in the young bracket as well. Too many of us youngsters, us youngsters.
That's you two. That's not me.
I think under 40, you're still 45. All right, 50.
So young at heart, then.
That's it.
So it's about hard work. We live in a time where we live in a throwaway society. We don't like this. Go to IKEA, buy another one. Quick turn around. You want some food, bang. Get this Indian food. Quick. You want something. Let's not work for it. Let's get on finance. Success in business, from my experience and from the experience of good, solid, strong businessmen that I know, comes after years and decades, and that's when it becomes comfortable. So it's hard work all the time. And recently we were speaking about this in the break. I had the pleasure and the honor of meeting James Caan, BBC's Dragon's Den, and I went to meet him in Monaco. And that's the one thing that he actually, two kind of things that he reiterated a number of times. Number one was that I wish that somebody told me that failure was not the end all, the be all and end all of everything.
Right.
Because I failed and I failed and I failed, but I was kicking myself when I was failing, but I was learning so much. And the second thing is hard work. There's that you cannot replace hard work with anything.
No.
It's hard work and it's hard work and it's going to be hard work. And the more successful you get, guess what happens? The more hard work, because you're doing it with your hands and you're like, this is my little baby and I'm going to do this. But then when you go up a notch, you actually ask somebody else to do that. It's like, I don't want to let go, but you have to let go. And then it comes a case of, HR and then marketing and and then all the aspects of business. And then business turns to politics because you get to a certain level where now you have to, have good relationships, maintain good relationships, and get good relationship with people to move on to the next level as well. But alhamdulillah, it's a blessing, and it's sometimes if you enjoy doing it, then you should go and do it. Absolutely.
Fantastic. Now, you were recently awarded at the Institute of Directors Young Director of the Year Award at the Yorkshire and North East IOD Awards, if I've got that right. And were you surprised at getting this award? I mean, what was your reaction? What were your initial thoughts when you knew that you were nominated, and then when you got the win?
Yeah, so, the IOD, we all know the IOD, right. Institute of Directors. It is huge. Absolutely. It's an institution.
Yes.
It's nothing like, it's not this award or that award. If someone's going to give a business award, it's going to be the Institute of Directors, the IOD, that are going to give you an award. When I got nominated, I thought to myself, I hope nobody gets offended by this, but I thought, they need a brown person in the room. Bismillah, I'll be a token brown person.
There were a few others though.
There was. But sometimes you feel like that and you think, So, but when we got there, I thought to myself, I was up with some, there was the CEO from Sage, the CEO from Haribo, some major blue chip PLC businesses that were in the room. And I thought, I am never ever going to win this award. So I'm just like, it's nice, have a chat, meet some people. And then the young entrepreneur award came up first. And it was like, okay, Adeem Yunus. And I'm like, what? Are you? Is that me? What's going on here? So I just got up and it's like, wow, it was absolutely unbelievable. And now that was the regional heat, but now obviously it's going to be carried on next month, inshallah, for the national heat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
right.
Do du'as. I hope the listeners out there doing the du'as as well, in terms of if we can get to that stage where the national accolade will be absolutely, it should be something else.
Is that going to be held in London?
It'll be held in London.
At the IOD, just off Piccadilly, or is it at some other venue?
I mean, they're well known. It's establishment organisation, but I don't think it'll be at there. No, it'll be at another venue.
Would you recommend directors join IOD?
100%, because ultimately,
what do you gain from it?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing that I've been a part of it, and I've been inspired by the IOD for years and years and years, and the biggest gain that you have is meeting like-minded people. Absolutely meeting like-minded people, because sometimes you just need validation as well. Like someone like myself, alhamdulillah, I've set up myself. I'm self-taught in an environment where you're constantly self-learning and other people are learning. So I've not had to climb a career ladder as such,
right?
Because I've not seen a head of or a team leader or a director and said, look, I want to be there and I want to go next 6 months. I want to spend climbing that ladder this way, and I want to jump across. I want to climb the ladder up that way. We've just made it ourselves. But when you make it yourself, you just need the validation that you're doing it right. And I think as entrepreneurs, when you're there, you're in that environment, you speak to other people who are directors. When you speak to other people who are directors, you're going through the very, very similar problems: cash flow, marketing, messaging, whether you go online or you have a retail premises, all those very, very similar kind of questions.
Yeah.
And it will help you so much. And with anything in life, you just kind of like you're in your own group. You're with people who've got similar kind of interests, and that'll help you get further in life.
Yeah, excellent. Have you got anything you can talk about? You might have things that are confidential, but things for other plans for other businesses in the future, or are you looking at investing in other ventures? Are these thoughts that you have, or?
I have to stop myself from having these thoughts.
Really?
Absolutely.
Right.
And now, alhamdulillah, I'm fortunate enough to put people in place that stop me from having these ideas.
Right.
So what I do now is I try to. I've always done this. I surround myself with critical friends.
Yeah.
People who say to me, Adeem, you didn't do that right. You couldn't do that better. What about this? What are we thinking about there? Why have you done this? People who are challenging me on a daily basis. So when I have an idea, I go and I talk to a number of people that I have in place that listen to my idea, and then just like really just rip it apart and just tell me, Adeem, you're the biggest loser ever. That's not going to work. That's never going to happen. La 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 la. And it makes me go away and think about the idea. But you know what? We've got so much on right now that I think we have to do justice to what we have,
right? And
we have to kind of really focus and take what we have to the next level. Because there's, with online, the platform's changing now. So you've got Android app, you've got iOS app, you've got responsive website. We've got, and that's just with Single Muslim. On the charity front, I'm fortunate to be on a board with several other extremely young and talented board members, and we, Penny Peel's established here in the UK. We've got several major TV contracts, so we've got retail shops. We've got major tours that are happening up and down the country. So we've got Maher Zain who's coming as well. We've got the UK Super Muslim comedy tour. We've just not very recently had the Finding Fatima movie tour as well.
Yes.
Penny Peel's now in Washington DC in the USA. We're in Sydney, Australia.
MashaAllah.
I've just come back a couple of weeks ago from South Africa. We're setting up in Malaysia. We're setting up in Canada. So there's really there's more than enough
to keep
us going within what we're doing at the moment. But ideas on a regular basis. I have more ideas than I have hot meals.
Okay, in the current climate, do you find being a Muslim business person is restrictive in any way? Have you met these kind of challenges along the way?
No, because alhamdulillah, again, our organisations have always been kind of like targeting the Muslims, whether we meant to or not. We've always had a Muslim target audience. And I think with anything it's the individuals that put restrictions on themselves. There's a billion Muslims in the world. So you tell me, what is restrictive about that? If you've targeted the Muslims in the UK, target the Muslims in USA, target the Muslims in Canada, target the Muslims in every single English-speaking country in the world, and when you've done that, translate your website, translate your project to French, and there you go, you got the second biggest, and then go translate to Mandarin, and then there you go, you got another audience. So the restriction I think a lot of people put on themselves, we're not about this. I had a restaurant, and the restaurant was failing, and my restaurant partner was saying to me, Adeem, you know what, it's too warm, that's why people are not coming. Adeem, you know what, it's too cold, that's why people are not coming. It's summer holidays, people have just come back, they're saving up for Christmas. And I thought, and I never ever got that attitude. It's like, you can make an excuse up. In fact, you can make an excuse for, you can make 10 excuses up. But if you want to do it, you go and do it, and you hit it head on, and you make it happen.
And how do you split your time between Penny Appeal and Single Muslim?
At the moment, again, alhamdulillah, we're so blessed. I split my time, and obviously,
do you divide the day into two?
Single Muslim is my day job, and that's where the money comes from, and that's where I work, and that's my passion. That's what I've kind of built up. But I get distracted a lot with Penny Appeal, and it's something that I enjoy doing. It's a hobby, it's an interest, and it's doing well as well. So when something's doing well, you kind of like But again, I've got a young family. Married with 4 children, so you need to do justice to half of your deen to the other half, and you need to do justice to the young family as well. And then I volunteer and I help out in other ways in the community, and alhamdulillah, so it's just as and when, and here and there. So there's not like there's nothing mathematical about it at all, to be honest with you.
No. I mean, it's saying the impression I'm getting is that you're quite happy being hands-on as a chairman and a founder. In both singlemuslim.com and of course Penny Appeal. So you're quite happy to roll your sleeves up and get stuck in and do the nitty-gritty, really.
That's always been my attitude from day one, that you have to do it yourself. If you want a job doing it, as the saying goes, if you want a job doing properly, do it yourself. And if you want a job doing properly, you just get other people that do it themselves. Alhamdulillah, again, it goes back to the teamwork makes the dream work. We've got an amazing team that have ownership, that think of the business, or think of the charity as their own, and really fulfill the obligation of the charity and fulfill the obligation of what the donors given to us and what we're responsible for. There's nothing better and there's nothing more rewarding than doing the work yourself. And what I say to the team as well is, I actually want, and I schedule like 2 trips abroad at least a year, minimum 2 trips abroad, because what can happen when you're in the office and you look at the Excel sheet, or you look at this, you look at that, and look at the marketing plan, and you look at the fundraising plan, and so on and so forth. You can get so far removed from what actually charity is. Because ultimately, what is charity? We're serving the needy worldwide. We're serving the needy in over 35 crisis-hit countries worldwide. We're at the forefront of natural disasters, man-made disasters. We're at the forefront of actually kind of like, doing intervention, life-saving intervention. And when you go there, when you go to the front line, when you go onto the field, and you actually see that yourself, it just changes you. It softens your heart. It kind of like affects your mind, and it actually makes everything focus on what it is, not just why we're doing charity, but actually puts life back into perspective in terms of what is life about. What is this very, very, very small, temporary few years about, and what should we achieve about that, and what is going to be our legacy, and what if anything will we be remembered for, and what if anything can we achieve, what little can we achieve. And that's something that when you go up, say what is your time, and that's something that I do like to do, go back into the field.
We've got a few minutes left, and we've covered a lot, which is great, but we've got another question from a listener. Sister Aisha has asked, what's been your absolute best moment in business?
Wow.
That's a question, isn't it?
That is a question. If it's business and it's single Muslim, it's every time I hear about a success story. Because every time you hear about a success story, it's actually 2 human beings coming together. Those 2 human beings that are coming together, they've come together because they've got love. They've got love in their heart for each other. And inshallah, they will be together for eternity. And we as singlemuslim.com, we're responsible for the unity. We're responsible for, their offspring. So, what better dawah can there be than the dawah of bringing 2 hearts together, 2 minds together, and helping a family get on, and helping start a family, and then their offspring, and then their offspring, and all the goodness that they do, in terms of their their whole chain of people that are kind of coming after them. It's amazing just to think about that. It's just mind-boggling in terms of how we've affected. And we were kind of sponsoring the Mayor Sadiq Khan's Eid in the Square in Trafalgar Square.
I saw that.
So we were there, and we had singlemuslim.com had a stall there. And I was handing, again, I was on the front line, rolling my sleeves up and quite literally on the front line, handing these leaflets out, but kind of like going back, reminiscing of the old days. But now we've got, fancy, polished, gloss leaflets with rounded corners and everything. Handing these leaflets out, and I said, look, sister, brother, have you heard of Single Muslim? Yeah. I got married off Single Muslim 4 years ago, and now we've got 2 children. We got married last year, and now we're pregnant. My brother's got married, he's got 3 children. And you hear of so many people that are walking past, like, I've already got married off there. So and so got married off there. I know somebody's got married there. It's amazing, and the offspring that people are having, and that's just a beautiful
Brother
feeling.
Can I ask one question?
We've literally run out of time. I'm really sorry. We've run out of time. We'll have to have you back on, because there's so much more we want to cover. Jazakallah khair for coming down and for giving us your time and the wonderful insights that you've shared. I wish we had more time, but unfortunately we don't. So Jazakallah khair, listeners, and for your interaction. We'll be with you next week at 9 p.m. for more Friday Night Prime with, actually not next week, it will be Eid, so the week after. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.